Good morning. Good morning, B. How's
Good
it
morning.
going?
Going good. I just rolled out of bed. When I tell you, it's been less than 5 minutes since I've been up. Man, I'm telling you, Mama. I woke up. It was that sleepy day. I was like, oh man. I was like, you know what time it is? I looked at that time. I had 6 minutes, 5 6 minutes. But I am
Oh,
here,
wow. Oh,
and I
wow.
got my car. And I
Yeah.
got my car.
Oh, wow.
How you doing, sweetie?
I'm good. I'm
Ooh,
good. I had a good night's rest. I did, I still do it. I wake up not as much as I used to, but the alarm clock
yeah,
does not have to go off. I still
yeah.
set it, but I turn it off,
My light on here.
when I get up. So,
There we go. That's a little better. You guys can see me. Cool.
yeah, I was going to say you look like you're before a something.
There we go. How about that? That's a little better.
Yeah, that's a little better. That's a little better. Let's see who we got rocking with us out there. Miss 40 years.
Hey, Miss Brenda.
New life, new transformation. Good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday, she says. How does it feel? How does it feel to know that,
Happy Saturday.
man,
Yeah, Miss Brenda. How does it
this is
feel?
your first Saturday as in a very new season? How did you sleep? How did you wake up? And all of that good stuff. Man, 40 years. No, that's Brandon, that's older than you. What are you doing over there, Brandon?
Nothing. Nothing. It had went out for me on it for a second, but I put it back on.
And now you all blurry again.
Am I again? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Miss Brenda, how did you sleep? How did you feel this morning? You know? And are you just gonna kind of take some weeks and soak it all in, the new you, the new time and all of that? Write a book. Whew.
Right?
Mm, 40 years. After 40. After 40. They'll think you're talking about, 40 years old. But thank
Congratulations, though, again.
yeah, congratulations again. Congratulations. Thank you for rocking with us and being on
Did she
this
say what
journey.
was next? Did she say what was next? What's
Not
the
yet. Mm-mm, not
not
yet.
yet? Okay, we waiting
Yeah.
for you, Miss Brenda.
She may be,
What's the next chapter?
contemplating, sometimes after 40 years, I don't know. That's a long time. It's a commitment. So
It really
it's a
is.
whole shedding of something, because you get up every day and it's like you like a loss too, but also gain.
Mm,
So
I didn't think about it like that. Like a loss. Like you lose a part of your day to day routine. I guess you
mhm.
know. I didn't look at it like that.
She said she didn't sleep well. She had a little health scare, and I know I'm going to be all right. But the wait, ooh, I got something on the waiting. I got something to share with y'all. So I was going to share it before we get started. That's my
Mm,
confirmation. She said it hasn't sunk in yet. Been thinking about so many memories and people that I worked with. And that's another thing. You worked with people for, if not 40, a good number of years because you've seen people come and go, but you've seen some people stay. And she said, I didn't sleep well. I had a little health scare. That could have been just the body responding to an ending, but a very unknown beginning.
mm, Who
Just
knows?
could be the shift of the body. So let me share something because you mentioned waiting. And as I was getting ready this morning and yesterday, I was contemplating. So I went to Costco and I pull up in Costco with my jolly little self, right? I'm like, God, your girl needs a first parking space. I need one because it was raining. I was like,
Right? Mm,
clear it out for me, right? Y'all, I'm really talking to God pulling into Costco, right? So I pull into Costco and I turn that first little turn. I see somebody putting their stuff in, and I usually don't do this. I used to just kind of keep going, but it was raining. They were putting their stuff in, so I thought I'm just gonna put my blinker on, and I didn't turn in the lane. I was still outside of the lane, outside of, needed to turn in that lane so I could whip right into the first parking space right there. So y'all, these people, when I tell you they slowed down like to the point where it was so it became so noticeable to me.
hmm
I thought, my goodness, with putting their stuff in. Like, I'm serious, y'all. They did. It was so crazy and so like entertaining to me at the same time because it was an old, like now I saw a middle age Caucasian couple. And so I'm like, am I tripping here? I'm like, no, I'm not tripping. Y'all, it was probably about 8 to 10 minutes that I waited. And I was gonna wait. I was gonna wait them out. So get the stuff in the car and they sit in the car. Y'all, they don't even pull out. They just sit. Now, mind you, now they see me. They see me. So I'm like, okay, now I don't need to be like, I need to not hold up traffic. So I pulled in there as far over as I could and I put my flashers on, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to wait y'all out. It got to the point where y'all, I had to, and y'all might say, Tim, you should have just moved on, but I wasn't. But I'm going to tell you what I heard this morning. So I waited and I waited to the point I had my, why we keep losing you, Brandon? What is going on over there? What's going on,
I don't know. I think it's the rainy days. I got everything
man?
turned up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm there. So I put music on, y'all, and I just started dancing in the car. I was like praising because I'm saying, I'm going to wait y'all out today. Y'all don't even know who y'all got. I ain't got to be nowhere until 6 o'clock. And it's just 3. And I'm trying to kill time. That's why I'm at Costco. Right? So now I'm not playing like I question myself like Tammy, you tripping. No, this long, they're still sitting in the car, literally looking back at me. And so I'm like, this is crazy. Y'all are really upset for
what what
something.
wait, what were they upset about,
I
Mom?
know I could speculate, but I won't.
And
Um,
so they just saw you sitting there waiting there.
man, y'all, they sat and they didn't come out, and they just was sitting in the car. And the right when I'm saying like they didn't have to, but y'all, the right thing to do. I know when I see somebody trying to get a parking space, I put a little pep in my step.
Right.
Just courtesy, right? So, but it wasn't for them; it was for me, right? It what they did was about me. So I heard God say, and I've been have this thing in my head about God opening doors for us. And I yesterday, day before, even like I went and had lunch, Brandon, at the place by myself. So I had a very quiet, pleasant, and I'm reflecting. I'm reading. I had the book out. I'm reading.
It was good, wasn't
Man, it was so good. So
it?
so I had been thinking previous about God will open, and you and I had a little bit of conversation about this. When God opens doors for us, we expect, and I imagined a house. We expect to go in the house and everything is perfect. We have the right furniture. All the doors in the house is open. Everything in the house is perfect, as if we designed it, build it, is paid for in full. Everything. I have to do nothing but show up, right?
Hmm.
And then God started to speak to me about. Sometimes I send you in places. I send you, but you will have to open some doors. You will have to go in some doors and turn the switch on, and the light will not come on, right? You got to be the light. And I sent you to that parking space, but what I wanted to know was, would you wait?
Mm-hmm.
Would you wait for it? That Miss Brenda, that's what my message to myself, because y'all want as I'm getting dressed for the show, I have all these conversations with myself. I just wanted to know, would you wait? And how would you wait? Because I didn't get mad. I'm like, yeah, I'm just like, y'all don't know who you messing with. I ain't got to be to work at 6 o'clock. Got an event to go to. So I'm trying to kill time. So I don't have to go all the way back home and come all the way back over here. So you don't even know who you messing with. And that even applies to when you go in a place where God sent you and people try to bring you down. That's all you got to say. Girl, you don't know who you messing with. Man, you don't know who you messing with.
Mm.
I was sit here.
You know what that reminds me of,
Sit
Mom?
here. So go on, get in the car and play the fool. But you getting schooled, right? So, Miss Brenda, but the waiting is uneasy. Wait, cause he is right there with you. He done took you through 40 years. You ain't waiting. You ain't waiting. You just taking a little break for the next assignment, baby. Take a deep few good breaths and get ready to move on.
You know
Turn
what?
in that parking space that God got for you.
It's
Okay.
easy to wait when you know you in line, and when you know you next. It's easy to wait when you know you next, boy.
And know that you next.
When you know that you next, it's like, okay, I'm gonna wait. And mama, you knew that you were next. You know what that
I
reminds
didn't
me
ask
of?
for the parking space. I asked for it.
Right.
But now they didn't want to give it. They were the unwilling. Who else? What was the people, y'all, that did we talk about that yesterday?
I think so. Or the day before.
Um,
The
I don't know,
unwilling.
but we'll jump
It
into
was
it.
the
Yeah,
day
I know
before.
it was the unwilling. I thought it was something yesterday too. I'll figure that out. But and
And the
how
quote.
precious is this time? Because Miss Brenda, but the waiting is uneasy. And so listen, I waited with like, okay, y'all don't know, y'all don't know, y'all don't even know. So, and I shared the story with one of my team members as we were working the Italian fest. I'll be out there again tonight, and then I was just like, they Matthew, they didn't know, they did not know. Y'all, they don't know. These folks don't know what they doing when they trying to figure out why you shining, why you at peace in the storm, why you know when to pull up your umbrella even if it ain't raining, because sometimes you need to block the sun from you, right? They don't know. And it was school days. Who's laughing now? It was who's
Yeah.
laughing now. That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to think about. Who's laughing now? Because y'all can sit in that car trying to be evil and you don't even disturb my spirit. I ain't blow my horn. Matter of fact, when they pulled out and backed up, I was like, thank you.
So let me get this again. So you pulled up and you saw them getting in, and they looked back at you and was upset.
No, no, no. They look because I'm waiting. You know how you turn your blinker on so you
Mm-hmm.
let somebody know I want you're gonna get the parking space? It's as if they went in they went in, we talked about God's speed, they went devil speed.
Oh, they was on
Y'all,
demon
I'm telling you, I wasn't imagining it because I tried not to. I'm like, and I kept looking at my clock. I'm like, dang. And
young
people
kids.
just started going around me like, because it was a long time. That, and they didn't have, they maybe had just, they could have put that in 2 seconds what they had. It was two of them. It literally, you think about, y'all, about 8 to 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Like
that's
they
ridiculous.
sat in the car like about, yeah, five more. I
Yeah,
literally just,
that
yeah.
was purposeful.
Yeah,
The kids call it demon time. They be like
right.
Godspeed and
So,
demon time.
but look what came out of this. Like I
Yeah.
had conversation with God again this morning that blessed me based on that. So they don't know who they are messing with, y'all. Don't let these people get y'all raveled on places that God sent you. It's kind of like what we were talking about, Brandon. Don't get don't focus on what God is doing for you, but through you,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't let the fact that you walk into the assignment, right? But in the assignment, there is trials and tribulations. There are naysayers. There are people who will just see you and not like you,
Right.
right? Because guess what? I was one of those people too. When I was in my darkness, you could walk in a room and I know nothing about you. But I knew something there was something inside of me that wanted and was longing for what I saw inside of you. And now I'm talking to everybody, liking everybody. And that's it. That's it. And you know why? I do it for me.
Right.
I do it because that's what I'm supposed to do. Yesterday I met a lady that we connected. We changed phone numbers. She moved here from Georgia. We have some similarities. We like some things. Even her husband is from, guess where, Brandon?
About Austin.
Quincy, Florida.
Oh wow. Wow. Of all places.
Of all places.
What's
So
that
she's from
population?
Georgia.
100.
Right. Population 100. Right, y'all. So, and we got ties to Quincy. So it's just like, y'all, don't, Miss Brenda, baby. Ooh, mm, you ain't waiting.
You know what it reminds me of,
You
Mama?
done put in your time
Ma-
and
um,
it's time.
when Abraham was thrown in the fire as a child, and God made the fire cool.
Okay.
You remember that?
Mm.
So
Yeah. Yeah, I
Abraham
do.
and
I remember hearing talk about it.
right. So like Abraham was, he his some say his uncle, some say his father, depending on the translation, was a polytheist, or was an idol worshiper, and used to make the idols for the people of where they lived, and used to make them out of wood and make them out of stone, right? Used to make their gods up, right? And
Hmm.
so Abraham would kind of jest and be like, why do you worship things that you made out of your own hands? And it was
Mm.
seen very, disrespectful, even though he was asking real good questions. And then one day, the father, uncle, whichever one it was, uh, left, only to return to find that one of his idols was broken, and Abraham was there. And he was like, Abraham, what happened? Did you break my idols, basically, or my gods? And Abraham said, why do you think I did it? Just how kids are. Why do you think I did it? Why don't you think the bigger one broke the little one? Like,
Mm.
don't you think the big, if you believe in them and that they have all this power, don't you think the big one might have broke the little one because they're competitive and they only want to be one of the gods, they want to be one
Mhm.
god. So he kind of would push in that regard, to the point to where he was ostracized by the rest of the community, and his father slash uncle was sick of him, and they ended up trying to throw him in the fire. And so upon throwing him in the fire, and this is from the Quranic side. I'm not sure if I
Mhm.
don't think the Bible has this detail in it.
Brandon, didn't we talk about that in journaling through the scripture?
I
Was
think
that?
so. I think we
Yeah, I
did.
think. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I think we did in part. And then even the angel Jabril, right, or Gabriel, the one that brings the revelation to the prophets from God, said that, do you want? Is there anything I can do for you? Like, do you want me to do something to you? Do you want me to stop them, or do you want me to basically hurt them?
We did.
And you know what the angel? You know what he said?
I remember.
Abraham said, "Why would I ask you for help when you just have to go back to God?" Like, why would I ask? And this is an angel. He was like, why would I ask you for help when God sent you? And then and he didn't even ask God. He was so confident to where he
Mhm.
didn't even ask. You know what he said? Allah knows my situation. He knows everything. I don't even have to ask because he knows my situation. So, and then once he completely relied on God, completely, to the point to where he knew that God knew his situation better than he knew his situation, to where he didn't even have to ask. That's when the fire was cooled, and it did not consume him. It did not burn him. So you might be sitting there waiting in a very hot spot, in a very uncomfortable position. I don't know how much more uncomfortable you can get than being in the middle of a fire, but it was cool because he had
Oh,
complete reliance on God. Complete
Brandon.
reliance. Didn't even ask. Hmm.
Mm. Y'all, Brandon. Oh, you just took it somewhere. First, I want you don't know about this post, but I posted this yesterday. I was pondering seeking advice about something. I heard the sweet, powerful voice of God. Don't you know what to do? Y'all,
Yeah,
that was beautiful to me. Don't you know what to do? We've come far enough. And sometimes you have to just trust yourself. And then, y'all, as you were talking, I thought about this. The old Tammy would have been livid. I'm talking about with the blue horns and threw up fingers. I'm just keeping it real.
a
Because
couple of them.
that would have took me to a space. But no, why do I need to go then? That's I'm not coming in your territory to do me. See, I
Right.
have changed behavior, as we talked about a few days ago. So you're not gonna bring me into your hell,
That would be chasing devils. You
right?
see what I'm
I'm not.
saying? When
I'm
you chase
not gonna
devils, where
fuss
they
with a
lead to?
fool, right? I'm not gonna fuss with a fool.
They lead to hell.
Cause to see two grown people play this game in this day and time, cause there could have been somebody who on the last fuse.
King and Queen Petty.
Yeah, on the last fuse. But it's also important to me in bigger situations. Will I, because this was small, but it's going to get bigger. Things are going to get bigger. Will I wait with the same attitude of confidence, assurity, right? Will I wait?
Right.
What do we do while we wait for something we asked for? Because see, I could expect God, you gave me the parking space, but you didn't make them move on time. Or you did this, but you didn't do this. You asked me for the parking space. Now, if you know I'm giving it to you, will you wait for it?
Oh yeah, we did talk about that the other day, Mom. Like, how can you not lean on God to get you through a situation when God's the one who brought you to the situation?
There you go. Can
And
you
then
say that again?
how
That's how you said it.
how did like why would you not go through God to get go what did I say? I don't even know. Why would you not go to God about your situation when a God brought you to the situation,
Oh
basically?
Lord.
You know what I mean? Like God brought you to the situation that you were in, put you in the conditions. It was the decree of God. Wherever you are, like everybody that's here right now, right? Everybody that's participating, it was decreed for you to be here. Whether you think your choice was in it or not, and your choice was, but it was a decree of God for you to be here in this time and space right now with us with you, right? It was decreed because you're here. That means that God knew it. That God is omnipresent. He's all knowing, omnipotent. Then He knew, and it was a decree that you would be here right now.
Oh.
So why would you not go through God when God brought you to this situation? If you have whatever problem or issue that you have going on, God put you in that condition. So why would you not go to him? I mean, look at Abraham. He said, "Why would I go to you, angel, when you came when God sent you? Like, what do I look like saying, oh, angel and Gabriel, oh, Mother Mary, oh, whoever, oh, one of the prophets, oh, anybody, but the one God. Why would
Mm, mm, mm.
why when God sent them? Why would I
God,
go
this
to the
is so
messenger?
beautiful.
Think about this. I'm gonna say this right out front. A lot of y'all making out with the mailman.
Hmm.
A lot of y'all French kissing the mailman. Imagine God sending you a letter and the mailman bring you the letter. And it's a love letter. And y'all fall in love with the mailman.
And forget that God sent it.
Yeah,
Don't forget who sent it. The mailman bought it.
mailman. And let me tell you, when you start praising yourself or your blessings, when you start
Mm.
depending on your blessings that God, something that God blessed you with, as opposed to depending on God, God will take that blessing.
Brandon, that's what I mean by you have
Don't
to focus on what God is doing through you, y'all. Please hold
right.
on to that.
Because we'll
Don't
sit there.
lose sight
Yeah.
of who, right? Because you don't need where God sends you,
We
y'all.
ain't touched the book,
Don't,
mama.
I
We
know.
ain't, we
We
ain't
just
touched
gonna read it and let them go. We just gonna read it this morning and let them go. We got to. But y'all, but this Miss Brenda, I'm telling you, there
it's for
is.
you.
Miss Brenda says, I think that it's because I have a lot of emotion inside and I have not let it out yet. But I have tears in my eyes right now, and I am letting them flow. There
Oh,
is no, it's no mistake that God didn't know Miss Brenda was gonna need, and she wrote the very word that I was speaking in my mind this morning about waiting on that parking space yesterday.
mm,
And the waiting for me, the whole situation was for me, but get it. It was for me. It was for Miss Brenda. Now I'm thinking about a conversation I had with my brother last night who was in a situation. And I told him where he kept saying, and Mike, I hope it's okay. I could have been killed, right?
mm. What happened, Mike?
And I said, bro, God, change the words. I was not. I'm still living. God didn't let the police take me out. He had a situation with the police at his house because somebody else pulled up and he went out to be like, what's, why you in my yard? And then police is coming from everywhere and put the gun in his face too. But he lives there. So he had a whole situation last night. And I said, bro, turn those words around. Not I could have been dead. I'm alive.
Mm.
I'm alive. So, and I hope that was okay to share. I didn't ask, but I'm sure it is. So y'all, this even that. Think about that conversation. The people trying to just be nasty, grown ass people. We got to grow up because, like I said, they could have been running up on Jody, who done be like, I ain't going no more. I'm being blanked on at the job, at the house, my whole life. This ends today, just like that. And probably somebody that's busting up Sunday morning church every Sunday. That's what Brandon mean, y'all sleeping with the mailman.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the line that says in the Bible, the line's gonna be so short. Some people, Brandon, you shared this with me one time, like when it talks about the line to heaven being so short, so few, and it's gonna be so many people. Like, what about me? But like, I never knew you. The
Mm-hmm.
people talks about the people standing over. Think about that. That means a lot of these people think they got it right, but
Yeah.
they ain't right. See, you could think you have it right, but without changed behavior,
Oh, you talking about that where it says where they
come on.
say they say, but Jesus, we came, we
Yes,
cast demons out in your name, we
right. I never
prophesied
knew
in
you.
your name, we did this in your name and that in your name,
Hmm.
and he's like, be away from me, O sowers of lawlessness, or some
Yes,
translations say sowers of iniquity, and in lawlessness, for I never knew you.
knew you.
So who is that? So who is it that's doing all them miracles for you?
Hmm.
Y'all
Yeah.
better think, Mike. Is it the mailman? And who is the mailman?
Who
I
is the
don't know.
mailman?
Who your mailman?
And what does your letter say? What gets you all caught up? The delivery from the mailman. So, Brandon, let's jump into this, and
All
I
right.
promise let's give it the reading. But what we're gonna do today is let y'all reflect on it, because guess what? I done got mine, and I read it because I got the book. So go get yours. Go get your blessing. Right? Go get. Isn't
Mm-hmm.
it Mary, 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 Mary? No, somebody go get your blessing. Who sings that song, Miss
Probably.
Brandon? All right, let's jump
All
into
right.
it.
So we're gonna jump into it, y'all. We done had the show before the show, the pre-show. We had this was the appetizer before the barbecue. This, somebody came over with some pasta salad and we ate that because the chicken was still grilling. So we
Yeah, Brandon.
huh?
Brandon,
Yes, ma'am.
I met three young boys last night at the Italian Fest. I should have gone to meet their parents. Y'all, they blessed me so just with the yes ma'am, the no ma'am. Y'all, one of them said, I'm going to go get you some wings. And if they won't give them to me for you, I'm going to tell them that I want them.
Wow.
And I just thought, this little boy's not gonna come back with me any hot wings. Y'all, they came back with me some hot wings and told me to enjoy them. When I asked what their name was, they didn't just tell me their first name. They told me their first and last name and said, ma'am. Henry Jackson, ma'am. And they had to be 8, 9.
Mm,
And I said, please go tell your parents that they are doing a fine job.
mm.
A fine job. So, and I know that has nothing to do with this, but those young men will hopefully take all that in that they're being raised with, because they were respectful, polite, gentle. I felt like they would protect me if I needed it at that young age, that they saw me as somebody that they needed to take care of. That's
Mm.
just how warm and welcoming they were.
Man, can you imagine if we did that? If our community made each other feel that way. If
Mm,
young men as young as 8, 9, 10 years old made women in their 50s maybe feel protected, and then
yes,
if the women made the men feel respected, and if the men made the women feel maintained and honored, you know what I'm saying? And like
yes,
we like it would be a very different feeling,
right.
when we stepped into our community. So I mean that's cool, and I'm glad that happened. But
Right. So let's
you
jump
want to give
into
him?
it.
Yeah, so you want to give him this because look, it's 7:30 and we ain't even jumped into it.
Let's
So
give
look,
it 5 minutes.
you want me to give
Five
him
minutes.
this?
Nah.
All right, y'all, go get the book, Dennis Kimbro, Daily Motivations Through African for African American Success by Dennis Kimbro. Get the book if you haven't gotten it. You are tripping, especially if you've been here a long time and you haven't gotten this. It's on you. So we're about to read from this, and you're gonna get what you get. All right. Don't depend on the blessing. Depend on who's giving you the blessing, and it ain't me. I'm the mailman. Don't fall in love with me. Um. So June 1st. The title is Heavy Metal. Heavy Metal. And the quote comes from Terry McMillan, author and lecturer, who said, "Can't nothing make your life work if you ain't the architect."
Mm.
Can't nothing make your life work if you ain't the architect. One day, a poor, disheveled old man rummaging through a junkyard searching for a piece of scrap iron that he had planned to use as a paperweight. After finding such a piece, he approached the owner of the junkyard with several coins in his hand. "How much is it?" he asked. "Let me see," the owner replied, placing the rusty metal strip on a scale. "Well, it's nearly a pound," he said. "I guess that'll be 10 cents." As his impoverished visitor was leaving the yard with his paperweight, the owner walked beside him. "Sir, isn't it funny that a small piece of metal that you just purchased is worth only pennies?" said the owner. "But just think, if you heated it and treated it and molded it into cast iron, the type that could be used on tractors that cultivate crops or battleships that defend our nation, why, that piece of metal would then be worth 80 cents a pound, 8 times as much. As a matter of fact," he added, "if that same piece of metal were made into a pair of scissors, its value would increase to $10 a pound. And furthermore, if this little strip of iron was molded into fine watch components, the price would skyrocket to $500 a pound. But most importantly," he said, "if you took this rusty strip of metal and created surgical instruments, the type of instruments that guide the hand of the world's most skilled surgeons, why, sir, your paperweight would indeed be priceless." And then the owner paused and said, "Isn't it incredible to think that some of us lie in the junkyard of life? Each of us desperately needs to find ways in which we can be molded and shaped into something more useful. If we find a way, our success is guaranteed." He said, "Isn't it incredible to think that some of us lie in the junkyard of life? Like we're that little piece of metal. Each of us desperately needs to find ways in which we can be molded and shaped into something more useful. If we find a way, our success is guaranteed." And the affirmation that we read, and y'all know how we do it, 3 times for me, you, and the person that you're going to send this to. The affirmation reads, "I refuse to place limits on what I can do. I am priceless. I
Mm.
refuse to place limits on what I can do. I am priceless." Remember, he said if that little piece of paperweight were to be a was molded into the surgical instruments, it would be priceless. So what are you, the paperweight or that surgical instrument? Either way, you made of the same stuff. I refuse, for the last time, I refuse to place limits on what I can do. I am priceless. Refuse to put limits on what you can do. You're priceless. Recognize that. Tell somebody they're priceless. Tell yourself that you're priceless, and recognize that there's no limits to what you can do. That's all I got.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I'm gonna start right
I
there.
knew you were
Can't,
gonna give me something.
can't nothing. I am. Can't nothing make your life work if you. And I love the way when I was typing this in to put the banner out there. How we talk about when you're typing in your phone. I guess it gives you the next word,
Right.
right? This one messed it up because it talks this is for African American success for real. Can't nothing, cannot nothing, right? Can't
Mm-hmm.
nothing make your life work if you ain't. And the auto feed wanted to be if you are and all or whatever, right? Ain't didn't come up. I had to punch it in. I had to type ain't in, right?
Right.
If you ain't the architect. And then think about this. A poor, right? Old man rummaged through a junkyard,
Right.
searching for a piece of scrap iron that he planned to use as a paperweight. What's your plan for you? He had a plan for it. He was going to use it as a paperweight, and that is of value to him because he needed a paperweight. What is it that you need? This scrap metal. What would you, if you were here? What would your scrap iron be for? Because
Mm.
that's where it changes. What are you building? What plans are you drawing out? He just needed a paperweight. You could go get the same iron, but you could make the medical supplies and become a medical supply company and sell it,
Right. Right.
right? So
Right.
that's my question for you. Y'all figure this one out. Heavy metal. Is your metal heavy? And if it satisfies your plan and your need of it, it's heavy. It works for you, right? It's good for you. Or maybe we could change it to light. Let this one
Mm.
be up to you. But the point is, are you the architect
Mm.
of the metal that you are looking for? And are
Heavy.
you looking in the junkyard? Some great finds there, right?
Yeah.
Or are you so high up that you don't even want to move out the parking space so somebody else can get it?
No, that's right.
You so caught up, right? So that's all I have, Brandon. And for real, that's all I have.
All right. Well, y'all, thank y'all so much. I do want to say one thing. Let me show y'all something real quick. Let me see. Let me
I'm,
see.
y'all, I'm not sure if I hadn't gotten
Look at
these
this.
days mixed up. I'm not
Look at this.
sure if I have the right day out there.
I
What's
don't know if
that,
you can you
Brandon?
see this little guy. Oh, it's blurry. I'm sorry. I can take this off the blurry. You see this guy? What's that?
We can't see that. Wait,
Can you see?
what
Hold
is
on one
that?
second. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see something.
Is that a bird?
It's a bird.
You got a bird?
Uh huh.
Y'all, Brandon gonna need a farm in a minute. Y'all make some donations. Make some
Wait, 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 wait,
donations.
wait, 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 wait. I don't know if I can change it right now, but
Oh, the kids! I bet they love it, don't
oh
they?
man, yeah,
Oh, what's the name?
ain't got a name yet. Hey, cutie. Hey, cutie. Hey, cutie. Yep. But I just want to show y'all that.
Y'all make a donation. I'm gonna help Brandon buy him a farm. Yeah, I remember his son already. I don't want to see no horses. I want to mow the lawn, Grandma. Took
Oh
that
man.
little rascal out to a farm. That's what he told me. He saw the tractor. I don't want to see no horses. I
Mama,
want
he
to mow
loves
the
water.
lawn.
Every day we get him out there, and they go, they get we save these buckets of water from rainwater, and then the kids go put their little own water canisters inside of the big bucket of water, and they walk all around the property, watering all the plants, all the trees. They'll focus on one tree for a little bit. They'll do the magnolias, then they'll do the redwood, then they'll go do the lemon tree, then they go do the plumeria. You know, they'll just go to every plant and water them, and then we'll have to be like, okay, that's enough for the aloe vera. Go, go water this one next, and they love having something to do. Kitsali loves to go get the eggs.
I was just thinking that
Yeah,
day when I was keeping them, and she's gone out to get the eggs, and I looked out, and all I saw was her little butt tooped over in there getting the egg.
on top, like standing on a
On
chair
top.
getting the
She
egg.
stands up and get the egg. They need a farm. Y'all make a donation. Come on. Come on, make a
Yeah, come on. That's
donation.
that's all I want. Cash App Brandon Gator. BRANDONGAITOR. Anytime I will take it
Ooh.
and get this bird some food. I gotta go get this bird some more food. So I'm trying to get y'all tweeted up. Remember y'all like the tweets and little baby chicks and stuff. Y'all like the sound. So we'll see what happens.
All right. All right.
All
Y'all
right.
get out of here. Miss
I love
Brenda.
y'all.
Woo. Y'all, we're gonna have to plan that barbecue
You
soon.
let us know
Soon.
a date, Mama. Let us know. When's
Okay.
the date?
Y'all supposed to tell me it's Saturday or Sunday better for y'all.
Put it in the comments, y'all, before y'all leave. Y'all Saturday or Sundays work better for y'all. Let's make it happen.
Okay.
All
and
right.
everything must come. So, all right. Y'all be
All right,
great.
y'all.
Peace to y'all. Hang in there. Happy Saturday. Many, many blessings to
We'll
you.
see y'all
Many, many
tomorrow.
blessings.
All right.
Same
7
time,
a.m.
same
Same
place.
time, same place. All right, y'all. Y'all take care. We'll see y'all then. Peace.